in this Group B finale. I'm Donnie Barnes. Both sides have been eliminated from contention for the World Cup, but both want to finish strongly here tonight. Our match conditions, 89 degrees at match time. The wind is breezing at about 21 miles per hour. It has been a very hot day here in Nicaragua. As we look at the Group B standings, Canada topped the group and go to the World Cup with 3 wins from 3. A dramatic 3-2 victory over Puerto Rico earlier this evening on this same pitch. Panama and Nicaragua have lost each of their first 2 matches to those other 2 teams in the group. And so they are hoping to leave the qualifiers here with points and positive experiences for their next time through qualification. Panama and Nicaragua both playing in the initial round of qualifying in late January and early February, and both had very strong campaigns to get here to this final qualifying round. Panama winning all 3 games of their previous campaign in late January, early February to qualify for this final round of qualification for a 5th time in their U17 history. Nicaragua, one of the biggest stories of that preliminary qualifying round is they upset Jamaica in their group. A 1-1 draw, very dramatically, that they secured late with an 89th minute goal in that last qualifying game to move on to this final stage for just a 3rd time in their Under-17 history. But both sides have found it tough against Canada and Puerto Rico in their first 2 matches here in Managua over the last several. For Panama, a 6-1 defeat to Puerto Rico in their opening match. They then gave Canada a very tough time, especially defensively. It took Canada until the 35th minute to break through. And Canada only triumphing in that game against Panama by 2-0 in the end. But that result still eliminated Panama from contention to top the group or be one of those best second-place teams out of the 3 total groups. Nicaragua, a 5-0 defeat against Canada in their opening game, and then a 4-0 loss against Puerto Rico in their last one. So 9 goals conceded so far for the Azul y Blanco. But again, these are 2 programs that have improved quite a bit in recent years. And for Nicaragua, it was a big success just getting to this final stage with that stirring late draw that they secured against group favorites Jamaica back in late January. So it's been a great run for Nicaragua, and in front of their home supporters here tonight, they would love to sign off with a big victory before they go into next year's qualifications. And again, this U17 FIFA Women's World Cup becoming an annual event starting this year rather than biannually, so the opportunities to qualify for these major tournaments getting more and more frequent for all these national sides at these different age levels, men's and women's. And it's part of the growth of the game around the world and across our region, and it's been wonderful to see. So hear the enthusiasm for these 2 sides as they take to the pitch tonight. Again, it may be a match that won't decide who goes through, but there's still plenty at stake emotionally for these 2 teams. It still means so much to pull on the jersey of your home country and to represent your home side, especially for Nicaragua on their home pitch at their national stadium. We'll hear the 2 anthems of these nations and then come back with your starting 11s and your kickoff. Panama and Nicaragua to close out these qualifiers from Managua. It is next.
Damas y caballeros, por favor nos ponemos todos de pie para el himno nacional de Panamá. Nicaragua.
Salve a ti, Nicaragua, en tu suelo. Ya no ruge la voz del cañón, ni se tiñe con sangre de hermanos. Tu glorioso perdón, tricolor, ni se tiñe con sangre de hermanos. Tu glorioso perdón, tricolor. Brilla hermosa la paz en tu cielo, nada de pan en tu gloria inmortal, que el trabajo es tu digno lamento y el honor que te triunfa es tu desdeña triunfar.
Panama and Nicaragua set for action tonight to close out Group B here in the Estadio Nacional in Nicaragua. Nicaragua technically the visiting team tonight, but playing on their home pitch. Again, these two sides clearly excited to take to the pitch tonight. And here's the starting 11 for Panama. Technically the home side in this one. Nicolette Mas is between the sticks. A back five with Gianna Yi and Yajuenis Santos anchoring the middle. Poppy Wakefield and Giselle Marquez on the wings. Alison Onodera, the captain, starting up front. Head coach Raisa Gutierrez had a very strong playing career in Panama. Our match officials, led by Alex Billiter of the United States, Angelica Pena, Astrid Yax, are the assistant referees. Shandor Wilkinson is the fourth official. Two captains meeting at midfield. Alison Onodera, as mentioned, for Panama. Ashlyn Ortiz wears the armband for Nicaragua. So the coin toss complete. Looks like Panama will move from left to right in the first half. And here's the starting 11 for Nicaragua with Violeta Erbina in goal. They go with a back four, a 4-2-3-1 formation. Olivia Flores and Estefane Rivas in the holding midfield spots. Kirsten Mesa, the attacking midfielder. Pavon and Canales on the flanks. Helena Lau is the forward up front. Jaime Ruiz, the head coach for Nicaragua, again did such a good job to steer this team to this final qualifying round as an underdog back in January when they took down Jamaica. As for Panama, they'll have a flight home after this game, and they want it to be a happy one. For Nicaragua, again, another result on their home turf like they achieved back in January would mean so much to them. So Nicaragua wearing their white tops with the blue trim. Panama, as you saw earlier, in the red, sporting that new badge that Panama just unveiled last year prior to Copa America. Such a great look with the Harpy Eagle, the national symbol of Panama for many decades. The 10 feathers representing the 10 provinces of Panama as well. They will kick things off, as they will indeed attack from left to right in this opening half. Alex Billiter blows the whistle, and we are in motion once again in Managua in the final game in Group B, the final game of these Concacaf 2025 Women's U17 Final Round Qualifiers. Panama and Nicaragua already eliminated from contention to go to the U17 World Cup later this year, but still plenty of pride to play for tonight. Donnie Barnes with you. If you've been with us throughout this qualification tournament, we salute and thank you. It's been a great tournament indeed. We had great drama over the last week, including earlier today, just concluding over an hour ago on this same pitch, with Puerto Rico putting up such a great fight against Canada, but Canada prevailing 3-2 to advance to their 8th U17 World Cup. Nicaragua to the early attack here down the right side. It's a bulldozing run. Play to the edge of the 18. And And further along for a long-range effort that squibs through. It's a decent effort from Olivia Flores after good play from Nicaragua to fashion it. 60 seconds in, the first shot of the match. Nicolette Mas, their hands on the ball early for Panama. Panama trying to build their first attack of the match on this right side. Taken down by Jojuanis Santos. Nicaragua calmly possessing in defense. Nicaragua have not scored in their 2 prior games over the last week. Panama with 1 goal against Puerto Rico. It was an own goal. Santos raking one toward the top of the 18. It was a great looking ball. Defender in the way. Nicaragua throw. First touch now for Violeta Erbina in goal for Nicaragua. She loses it, and it's a goal for Panama. Mistake at the back, and Panama pounce. And Las Canaleras with an early lead. Alison Onodera, the captain, takes advantage of the mistake and puts it away. Well, a simple back pass. And Erbina's first touch of the night, unfortunately, a disastrous one. Dispossessed by Onodera. Was just able to step in front, made no contact with the keeper. It's totally legal. Perfectly fair challenge, and a simple finish after that. So Onodera on the score sheet 3 minutes in. Well, a perfect start for Panama. Nightmare for Nicaragua. Can Nicaragua recover from that mentally? It's such a difficult way to start the game. Get to a tournament like this, you just want to be as solid as you can. Panama will be happy. Raiza Gutierrez, who had a great playing career in Panama. Is known as a consistent starter in her playing days. She played for the U19 side. Described as one of the leaders of national women's football. She's coached at all levels of the Panamanian women's program as well. She's been a technical assistant at the U17 and U20 categories last decade. She was actually the head coach of the Panamanian senior women's national team for a bit in the middle of the last decade. Long attempted switch to the right. It was a good-looking attempt for Giselle Marquez. Nicaragua trying to build their way back into this game after that early punch. almost got themselves in some trouble there, but able to play their way out. Calm work by Yasalis Magallon. All down the right side is a good one. Into the path of Giselle Marquez. And Marquez tries to serve it across the face of goal, but it balloons out. And a goal kick for Nicaragua. There's Jaime Ruiz. It was a great run by his side to get to this final round of qualifying. That hasn't quite gone for them over this past week. The Nicaraguan press was pretty realistic about Nicaragua's chances coming into these final qualifying games. Even though the team was playing on home soil, the press generally acknowledging that the sides they would be facing, especially the first two, Canada and Puerto Rico, were currently on another level from them in terms of talent and depth of squads. This is a free kick for Panama. So not a great deal of criticism or overt disappointment in the Nicaraguan press from the results in their first two games. Look at the foul here as Josuanis Santos brought down by Estefany Rivas. That early mistake from Nicaragua, an unfortunate one from their standpoint, because again, you can understand losing to Canada, losing to Puerto Rico. Conceding a goal like that is just a moment that you hate to have. Panama took advantage, and now they'd like a second as they look to serve something in from this free kick. And bent toward the back post, and it hit the post. Almost turned into a spectacular goal from Alison Onodera. I don't think she was meaning that, but it almost was her second in these opening 10 minutes, and Panama's second as well. We've seen some incredibly spectacular goals over the last week, including earlier today on this same pitch. Here's another one from distance, and there's a good save from Violeta Erbina. And that hopefully will build her confidence after that early mistake. Long ball for Panama to chase with Giselle Marquez. Marquez persisting after it. He's going to get to it in the corner. He looks to play it infield, and it's popped out of play. Good persistence from Giselle Marquez. Here's the free kick. Just clanging the angle. Upper 90, nearly for Onodera. Rolled the eyes from Sarah Pavone as she's told to move back a couple steps before taking the throw. Panama bringing it down well in just 2 touches and having a pop with Analia Arosamena. So all Panama over these opening 10 minutes. They have the goal through Alison Onodera. They've looked threatening on a couple other occasions. Nicaragua now looking to bend one around the back line. Reaches its target eventually. Waiting for some support now, which arrives on this right side. Trying to take a shot from distance. It falls on the edge of the area and almost turned into a chance, but wouldn't quite sit down, and it rolls through to Nicolette Mas. Alina Lau not quite able to bring it under control to have a shot. Panama continue to make good runs forward, playing it between the lines well. Onodera. Again, very calm on the ball. Magallon. Panama continue to have the vast majority of the attacking end time. Work back to the right flank with Magallon. Stood up well. Panama get to the second ball, though. Onodera. Ball out wide, a little too heavy initially. Tracked down and not kept in play. Throw in for Nicaragua. Scrappy moments in the middle of the park. Nicaragua trying to progress it forward. They have a free kick just inside the touchline. Big shoulder-to-shoulder collision. So a chance to lob a dangerous ball into that attacking third. Nicaragua piling the white shirts forward. Free kick thumped into the area. It's a good ball in, and it took a deflection off a Nicaraguan player and goes out for a goal kick. It's good service. Almost fell for Yasmin Padilla. Tough to see through a crowd of bodies, I'm sure. Nicaragua will hope they get a couple more opportunities like that on those set pieces. Panama didn't look the most convincing defending that. Now here goes Onodera, and Onodera trying to turn the corner against Aline Molina, and taken down, was she? No, referee simply points to the corner flag. It is a corner for Panama. Onodera continues to be a big problem for Nicaragua. It's a good challenge. Good tackle from Molina. Yeah, gets the ball, just a single foot involved. That's textbook. Very well done. "15 minutes played. Panama with the lead. And with this corner, boom to the top of the 18 and over everyone's head. Strong delivery, maybe just slightly too strong, as it turned out. Panama working it between the lines again. Onodera continues to show great composure on the ball. Bent into the box. Big chance for number 2, and it's into the arms of Erbina. The contact not quite what she would have wanted for Analia Arosemena. Gorgeous ball in. And Arosemena got something on it, but not a lot. So Panama with the majority of the possession. They have the goal. They had a chance for more a moment ago. Panamanian player struggling with an issue. That is Onodera. This would be disappointing for Panama if she can't continue. She started the game so well. Maybe the result of this challenge here, it looked like she may have landed awkwardly on that foot. Onodera with one boot off as she makes her way to the touchline. Not the start Jaime Ruiz was hoping for. Nicaragua perhaps slightly fortunate to still be within a goal after conceding so early. A couple other chances for Panama since. Nicaragua looking for a response. Sarah Pavone. Now Molina. Down the line, thumped out of play before Pavone could get there, and it came off Pavone last. Panama throw. Onodera back on the pitch. Great to see for Panama. Immediately, deftly switches the ball back to her teammate. This is a good move from Panama. They could be in here down the left. Goalkeeper comes out and read that correctly. Violeta Erbina able to gather. She's had a few good moments since that early mistake, Erbina. Nicaragua losing it on this left side. Panama keeping it in play. And to bring more numbers into the attack. She's got it stuck under her feet, though. Arosamena. Panama continue to be well on top over these opening 20 minutes. Celis Magallon cutting inside as we've eclipsed 20 minutes played. Onodera's goal in the 3rd minute, separating the sides so far. It's well worked by Nicaragua to get out of their own end briefly, and they win a free kick. Foul there against Oswani Santos, bringing down Kirsten Mesa. That's a good interception from Nicaragua. Otherwise, Panama had that player streaking down the left side. That was Onodera, who is going to be away. Good battle for the ball. Onodera then brought down for a foul. Really good fight with Mitzi Canales. Onodera able to maintain good body position, stay on the inside of the ball. Offside flag now raised against Panama as we approach the midway point of this first half. And the spots in the FIFA U17 World Cup have been decided. Canada winning Group B earlier today with that dramatic 3-2 victory, a come-from-behind victory over Puerto Rico, who had led 1-0 and 2-1. Mexico cruised to the Group A victory. They punctuated that group win with a 12-0 over Haiti yesterday. Group C won by the United States. 17 goals scored, none conceded for them. They wrapped that up with a 7-0 victory over El Salvador yesterday. Costa Rica earning the other spot in the World Cup as the best second-place team. And that was the subject of some drama earlier today as well because of that back-and-forth game between Canada and Puerto Rico. Panama trying to hustle this down by the corner, and they do. Nicaragua looking for the counter, only have 2 in white up. Onodera almost lost an edge, but able to recover and cycle it for a teammate. Now Costa Rica taking that other spot in the World Cup. They needed either Canada or Puerto Rico to beat each other. They just needed a winner in that game. Concern for them was if those two teams drew, and that would result in both Canada and Puerto Rico qualifying and leaving Costa Rica out, but turned out to not be the case, although it was, I'm sure, very nervous for Costa Rica to watch that game with Canada equalizing twice before finding that winner. This ball touched back toward the goalkeeper, and it does get there to Violeta Erbina. "25 minutes into this one, Panama with the advantage on the score sheet, and they've had the better opportunities as well. Nicaragua have a few times been able to progress the ball into the final third, haven't been able to create much once they've gotten there. This goes out at a touch for a Panama throw. Of course, the Panama senior men's side coming agonizingly close to a first Concacaf Nations League title last weekend against Mexico, conceding that very late penalty deep into second half. Not quite stoppage time, but the goal itself, the penalty itself, scored in second half stoppage time to give Mexico a 2-1 victory. Panama, another great showing in the Nations League, qualifying for the Final Four for a third consecutive edition, making it to the final for the first time, upsetting the United States in the semifinal. Really gave Mexico a great game in the final as well. So the Panamanian program growing up and down. It's been a strong and confident performance from this Panama U17 side so far tonight, and it could get better now through Magallon. Magallon choosing to pull it back. Swung in by Marquez. Not her best ball. hit from a long way out. That winds up being on goal. Violeta Erbina behind it. It had the potential to be a great ball, but not quite on the same page there with Giselle Marquez. Goal kick for Nicaragua. Puerto Rico started this Group B back on the 1st, 5 days ago, with that 6-1 win over Panama. Panama had scored that goal in the 26th minute through an own goal, but unfortunately for them, they were already 4 goals behind when they did. Puerto Rico adding a couple more late on. This one from a long way out, and it forces a great save out of Erbina. Terrific strike, almost another absolutely fantastic goal in a tournament that's had so many already. And Erbina with a flying save to keep it out. That was Onodera again. Scored from close range after the goalkeeping mistake in the 3rd minute. Well, this one would have been a career highlight. It's a really good stop from Erbina to tip it around the post. Subsequent Panamanian corner, lifted in with the right foot. Toward the top of the 6-yard box, flicks to the backside where it's volleyed wildly out. Well, as much as Violeta Erbina was certainly at fault for that goal in the 3rd minute, she's responded very well since. And that's great to see. She showed really good mental strength after what's always a very difficult moment for a goalkeeper. And it does happen to goalkeepers at all levels, by the way. I've seen even some of the best regarded goalkeepers in the English Premier League suffer moments like that when trying to play out from the back. The likes of Alisson for Liverpool. Ederson for Manchester City. All those keepers that are asked to use their feet a lot, they eventually have moments like that. Erbina suffering one of her own, but she's responded with a couple really good stops, and that last one, spectacular. 30 minutes played. Panama's still leading by a single goal. Here comes Magallon, and that's on target as well. Simpler this time for Erbina. Free kick goes against Nicaragua. Over half an hour on the clock. Panama with that 3rd minute goal from Onodera. Could have a couple more if not for Violeta Erbina. Given away by Nicaragua. Panama trying to make something from that, but the ball forward too heavy and scooped up again by Erbina. Nicaragua trying to build an attack. They haven't really had one of those in a while, and this one breaks down above the 18-yard box. Panama look for the counter. Onodera on the charge again, but shielded off very well. Sarah Pavone then losing out. Oh, the top of the area. Pulled back for an effort that will spin toward goal eventually from Giselle Marquez. Marquez again. Onodera hunting and dispossessing, and Onodera's cross blocked out. Corner for Panama. More good work from Alison Onodera. So Onodera earning this corner that's taken by Santos. Third corner this opening half for Panama. Swung toward the back post and headed wide. It was a connection for Panama with Giselle Marquez. Not quite on frame, so a goal kick for Nicaragua. Panama continue to look the likelier team to score the next goal. Rios trying to distribute wide. Comes eventually for Magallon. Magallon thumps it to the top of the 18 where it's chested down. Two Nicaraguan defenders able to swipe it away for now, and then Onodera skids it. A shot that was headed wide but smothered anyway by Erbina. Nicaragua able to connect on one of those long balls out of the back. Had a chance to build something from there, but move breaks down with Panama headed the other way. That's great combination play down the right for Panama. Giselle Marquez. Magallon. Marquez again. Marquez with a cross, and there once again is Erbina. Inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. We had hydration breaks earlier this afternoon. Temperatures dipped enough that it appears we won't have those in this second game as this ball is bounced into the box. Tough one to handle. Chance for Panama and just wide. Arosa Mena had it fall to her just inside the 18 after it bounced up on Ashlyn Ortiz and she couldn't quite control it. Awkward one to deal with. Great first touch to set herself up by Arosa Mena and then hitting it on the half volley. It's good technique. Couldn't quite wrap her foot far enough around it to steer it inside that post. Foul against Panama that we see again here, given against Santos. Panama looking for that second goal before halftime. They played really well in this first half. They mostly dominated the game. After that 3rd-minute opener, they've not been able to add to it yet. Isabella Rendino taking this throw for Panama.
Papi! Papi!
Panama slowly progressing the ball up the pitch via throw-ins as we approach the final 5 minutes of this first half. Now Nicaragua, rare chance to break, but they only have one forward. It's not many options for Ashlyn Ortiz once she gained the ball. Really only had one. Outside of the boot delivery down the line, that's a good one. Rosamena trying to turn the corner. And it is a goal kick, good defending. Nicaragua haven't created a lot in the attack, but they have defended decently well since that 3rd-minute goal. Onodera scoring it. Able to close down the goalkeeper and take it off her feet and put it in the empty net. Violeta Erbina with a couple of terrific saves since then to keep Nicaragua in this game. Stays in play for it, Giselle Marquez. Marquez thumps it off the defender. Magallon looking like she's readying the long throw. She does, toward the edge of the box. Taken back by Santos. Flicked on. Right-footed strike is on goal. Panama not afraid to hit them from distance, and they've been fairly accurate with them. Not been able to beat Erbina since that 3rd minute. It's a great shoulder challenge. Nicaragua makes something from that. They will shoot, and it is their first shot on target. Nicolette Mas able to take. Decent hit from Kirsten Mesa. Nicaragua with a little bit of confidence from that. We'll have another opportunity to shoot. That was blocked off the head of Carla Ovalle. First corner of the night for Nicaragua. So Nicaragua have had very few attacking opportunities in this first half. See if they can make the most from this one. Drive it in low and cleared away simply by Giselle Marquez. And now Onodera is in lots of space for Panama. It's a 2v2. Onodera accelerating past one. Onodera to the edge of the box. It's a great recovery by Ortiz. And Ortiz again does well and puts it out of play. Ashlyn Ortiz looked like she was absolutely toasted there initially by Onodera, but somehow got back into the play. Was able to stop Onodera's progress with 90 seconds to play in the first half. Attempted cross goes wide and into the side netting. Late goal kick for Nicaragua. That's great play again from Onodera, sliding it into the path of Magallon, who couldn't quite keep it in. We're into one additional minute at the end of this first half. Perhaps Panama's last chance to add to their tally before halftime. And on the left foot, another save for Erbina after Rosamena tested her again. Good ball out from Erbina, too. And her teammate called for the foul. Leah Perez. And Panama perhaps with time for one more attack. So we've had the minute. Referee Alex Billiter checks her watch and blows the halftime whistle. And Panama with the slender lead at the break. They mostly dominated those first 45 minutes. They took the very early lead in just the third, with the goal by Alison Onodera after she closed down Violeta Erbina, took it off her toes and slammed it in the empty net. Credit to Nicaragua and to Erbina for hanging in after that. They've kept themselves in this one. And so with 45 gone and 45 to go in this Group B finale, it is Panama 1, Nicaragua 0. Back for the second half in this final game at the 2025 Concacaf Women's U17 World Cup qualifiers. Panama and Nicaragua, both already eliminated from contention, but both eager to end strongly. It's Panama doing that so far with a 1-0 advantage going into the second 45. Panama scoring that goal in just the 3rd minute through Alison Onodera. 2 changes made at halftime by Nicaragua, meanwhile. We're going to send on Natalie Jimenez in place of Ashlyn Ortiz. One other change as well, which we'll get to you momentarily. It will be Nicaragua to kick things off in the second half. They're in the white with the blue trim, Panama in red. And here we go for the second half. Back in play in Nicaragua. Alex Billiter, our center referee. Can Nicaragua get themselves back into this in the second half? Did well to hang in after conceding so early in the first 45. Weren't able to build a lot in the attack. The other substitute on at halftime, Mariela Zavala, just had her first touch since coming on. Helena Lau, the player that she replaced. Nicaragua now, a shot from distance, right on target, but right at Nicolette Moss, who only had 1 save to make in the entire first half and already has to make one in the first minute of the second half. So already a more positive start for Nicaragua. Connecting much better going forward in the early moments of half number 2. Alison Onodera sniffing around for a mistake and a turnover, just as she was in the first half. That was how she scored that goal in the 3rd minute. Taking it away from the goalkeeper. First attack of the second half now for Panama. Chipped centrally. Taken down by Gianna Yi. Taken away from her, and Nicaragua try to build the other direction. It's already much better from them at the start of the second half. Connecting passes forward. They have a player free on the right. Is she onside? It's the substitute who whistles it into the side netting. And the flag was up for offside anyhow. Mariela Zavada, though, already presenting an outlet on that right side that Nicaragua didn't really have for most of the first half. But much too early with her run, as you can see there. It's a good shot, though. Good power in that right foot. Nicaragua applying a bit of pressure early in this second half. Panama able to calm things a little bit over this last minute, winning a couple throws. Already more pressure on the ball in the middle of the park, though, for Rosamena, though. Panama with an attacking throw early in this second half. Thumped into the attacking box. Might fall for a chance here for Panama. Angle is extreme, and it hits the outside of the post. It is a goal kick as it came out of play subsequently. Giselle Marquez, not far away. And the angle was against her, and she almost made the most of it. Not a good clearance from Nicaragua. And Marquez, having been forced wide, just hits the angle where the post and the crossbar meet. Nicaragua able to break through one line and slide it through the middle, but out comes the goalkeeper, Nicolette Moss, out of her area to thump it clear. Again, she was hardly ever forced to do anything like that in the first half. It's already much improved, Nicaragua, in this second frame. Their bench upset that they weren't awarded that throw. Panama doing well to get out of a tight space there. Good shielding of the ball by Santos, and then she advances it to the edge of the 18. Poked along in the direction of that Panamanian attacker, but didn't quite reach. Taken down by Rendino. Rosamena. Returning it well for Rondino. Nicaragua just two in the attack, but they'll look to make the most of it. Mitzi Canales blocked out for a throw. And the four qualifiers from this tournament already decided for the FIFA U17 Women's World Cup later this fall in Morocco. Nicaragua looking for an equalizing goal here, and from a long way out, it's just over. Nearly a spectacular goal for Nicaragua. Closest they've come today, Aaliyah Perez, after having to retreat to track it down. Almost no backlift, hit it so well. And that had Nicolette Moss scrambling. Just over. It's been a week of memorable goals, and these two teams determined to add to it before this game's over. Meanwhile, at the other end, this will be a corner for Panama, their first of the second half. Santos taking her outswinging ball. And it came through initially. It's going to stay in play. Oh, what a good turn along the end line by Arosamena. Panama knocking for that second goal again. Arosamena's had some good moments in this game. That skill along the end line was excellent. 2 changes now for Panama, their first of the match. Giselle Marquez making way.
Doble sustitución en la selección nacional de Panamá. Sale con el número 20, Poppy Wakefield.
Telma Machado is the first player on for Las Canaleras. Poppy Wakefield, the other player, taken off. With Shade Mo coming on. So Mao and Machado for Marquez and Wakefield. It's good work by Zavala, who's done well since coming on, but up against 4 red shirts. Panama continuing to lead from that 3rd-minute goal. Zavala again. Up against Arosamena and tries to cross it. Did well to get it in. Nicaragua able to win it back in the center circle. Much better from them in the second half. Pavone. Now Mesa, and Mesa deflected off the outside of the post. Goalkeeper may have made the save as well. Then it's put out of play. It's a goal kick. Wow. Nicaragua, the closest they've come. And the question is, did Nicolette Moss get a fingertip on this to divert it onto the post? Let's see what we can see from this. I don't think so. I think it came off the defender. This will be a better look. Driven well, yeah, it comes off the defender's leg. I don't think Moss gets anything on that. I think that was by her, but off the outside of the post. Yeah, definitely doesn't get anything on it. Deflection just fortunate for Panama after coming off their own defender. And they have a player down afterward. Looks like they'll have to make a change as a result of that. Now it's for that contact after the ball came off the post. Isabella Rendino holding that left arm, maybe fell awkwardly. So Nikelis Navarro comes on for her. So Navarro on for Rendino in the 59th minute. Panama now looking for that second goal. We've seen Nicaragua start the second half very well and threaten that equalizer, but what good feet by Arosamena bursting into the box. And Arosamena squares it, and it comes to the far post area. Still might fall here for a drive that goes over the bar. Onodera at the end. It stays just the 1 goal for Panama. It's good work at close quarters. Nicaragua able to keep the ball. And then they give it away. Onodera flicks it out wide. This is driven from distance and still might fall. Second ball still alive as well. And now the free kick awarded in Nicaragua's favor. Well, just on a couple minutes ago, Shade Mao involved in that attack as we tick past 60 minutes played. Good control again by Arosemena. A little spin to keep possession. That keeps this move going for Panama. Now here they come again, and that's against a body. This is who they've got to keep getting on the ball. The substitute Zavala, that time overrunning it. Free kick now for Nicaragua. Inside the final half an hour of this tournament. And the 4 qualifiers have already been determined. Mexico winning Group A, Costa Rica finishing second in Group A, but earning that spot as the best second place finisher with a +12 goal differential, 6 points with 2 wins and a defeat. Canada taking Group B dramatically earlier today over Puerto Rico with a 3-2 victory. The United States easing to victory in Group C with 3 wins and a +17 goal differential. So they will all head to the FIFA U17 Women's World Cup mid-October in Morocco. Nicaragua and Panama, and doing well to reach this final stage of qualifying. For Nicaragua, just the 3rd time they've done so at the U17 level. For Panama, the 5th. Neither has ever qualified for a World Cup at this age group. This will be a free kick for Nicaragua. A little shirt pull there on Santos. Nicaraguan supporters raising the noise. 56% for Panama so far. In by Estefany Rivas. Panama able to clear. Might have something on the counter too. So it's 2-on-2. And to retreat a little to take it in stride. Onodera advancing it down the wing. Chance to cross in now. Cross is thudded in, took a deflection off ahead. Panama keep it alive, and they shoot from range. And again, not hesitant to do so. Panama, Gianna Yi that time. Onodera coming together with a player for Nicaragua, and they both stay on the deck. It was heavy contact at first, and then might have been a bit more after that, too.
Sustitución en la selección nacional de Nicaragua. Sale con el número 8, Olivia Flores. Ingresa con el número 20, Emma Quintanilla.
Looks like Nicaragua will have to make another change. They're already making one. Bringing on Emma Quintanilla, who's their third substitute. I'm not sure if Onodera is going to be able to continue either. Yasmin Padilla, the player affected for Nicaragua. Onodera, the scorer of Panama's goal in the 3rd minute. He was such a threat throughout that first half. Esperanza Orozco comes on for Padilla. Panama playing with 10 for the moment while they wait and see whether Onodera can continue. I'd certainly rather not sub her off if they can avoid that. Oh, and a turnover forced and an opportunity. And what a save again. Violeta Erbina makes another one with her right hand. Shade Mao so close to a second for Panama. Good power on the strike, and Erbina had to get down fast to her right. Now from the corner, and it is off the crossbar. And then the rebound is put over the bar as well, and Panama still can't find that second goal. Almost another spectacular one from Onodera, who is able to continue and almost had yet another addition to her highlight reel. She's had 3 of these in this game. Besides the goal she actually scored from close range, she had the free kick that banged off the post. She had the shot from well outside the box that was spectacularly saved by Erbina, and that one clanging off the underside of the bar. And through all of that, Nicaragua still in this game, only down by a goal. Well, Nicaragua trying to take advantage of that opportunity they've been given. Panama not quite able to close the door on them so far. They're looking for a foul, but it's just a throw for Panama. Zavala pulling it back from Meza, who makes a nice move and then serves it into the box. Now Panama on the run. Onodera trying to cause problems. She'll get to this ball. With 20 minutes to go. Onodera crosses in. Rosamena puts it back in front, and it's 2-0. There at last, the second goal for Panama. And it's the substitute, Shade Mao, who's been threatening it since she came on. She had saved, but nothing that Violeta Erbina could do that time. And daylight for Panama, delight for Panama. And again, it comes from the threat constantly posed by Onodera, then the pullback from Rosamena, and the finish by Mao. Well constructed and well finished for... Well, Mao's looked great since she came on in this second half. And she's rewarded with a goal. The assist to Rosamena. You could give Onodera the pre-assist if you were inclined. It's not an official stat, but she certainly was very much involved. Now free kick for Panama. Air out of the balloon for Nicaragua after a much more positive start to the second half from them. They hit the post at one point, nearly equalized. Panama with the multi-goal advantage now. Total shots lopsided in Panama's favor. Onodera from the free kick and wide. Long ball for Nicaragua, trying to chase, but Nicolette Moss alert. So goal in either half for Panama now. Early in the first half, just 2.5 minutes in fact. Alison Onodera making it happen on her own, and then in the 70th minute, after Panama had threatened a second goal many times since, it was Mao finishing off a good move, and she's back onto it here. First 15 minutes or so of this second half, Nicaragua were able to have some more possession in the middle of the park. Starting to pin Panama back just a little bit, at least at times. But Panama have been able to solve that puzzle since, and Onodera's onto it again, and she has Mao making a run down the middle. Rosamena making the back post run, and it comes from Mao, and then to Rosamena, who's one-on-one, and it's saved. Another big one for Violeta Erbina. And Rosamena's bid denied for now. Again, it was Onodera crossing in from that right wing, where she's moved more in this second half after playing more centrally for much of the first. Panama Panama happy to keep the ball with this 2-goal lead. Yacelis Magallon, another player for them who's looked good today, as we're into the final 15 minutes, and Magallon continues her run. That runs out of room. There you see the scoring. Onodera in the 3rd, Mao officially in the 71st. Panama 2 goals up with 15 to play. Been a really strong showing from Panama so far tonight. Good technical quality on the ball. Been able to possess, move it around quite effectively. Onodera. Yi. Rare foray forward for Carla Ovalle, who normally stays home defensively. She wins a throw. Now Onodera. Might shoot. Looked like she wanted to at first. Almost nailed her teammate in the head with that cross out. Here's Onodera again, prodding it through. Mao looking for a second. And it's off the post and stays out. Arosa Mena takes it back in. Shade Mao denied a second goal by another fine save from Erbina. Panama increasingly dominant again as this second half goes on. Gianna Yi. And Onodera. Another save for Erbina. Erbina appears to have an issue with her left foot after making that latest save. Onodera given all kinds of time and space. This was the chance a moment ago. Mao released again. It was Erbina coming off her line, getting something on it with her right leg. Ashley Cruz has come on for Mitzi Canales for Nicaragua. So that is all 5 substitutions made by the Azul y Blanco. Panama have 2 substitutions remaining. So Erbina able to continue. After her early mistake gifted Panama their early goal, she's been spectacular since. Largely responsible for Nicaragua not being on the end of a much heavier scoreline. That's not something you should take for granted either, because you always wonder how a goalkeeper will respond after such a glaring early error, especially at this age level. Men or women, it's so hard to regroup from an early mistake like that for such a young goalkeeper, but she's done very well. So that at least has been a positive and a silver lining for Nicaragua tonight. And they have options here on the break. I'm not sure they picked the right one. By the end line, it's shepherded out of play, and it is a goal kick. And Nicaragua had a couple choices there as Panama suddenly were wide open through the middle of the park. It's a bit of a breakdown there from Panama. They haven't had many tonight. That's one that head coach Raiza Gutierrez will flag on her film review, I'm sure. But they get away with it. Final 10 minutes. Panama on course to end their tournament appearance strongly. Nicaragua trying to grab something back, though. It's Zavala who's been their brightest spot in this second half offensively, and she earns a corner. Flying across to block that out was Cristabella Rios. Zavala coming the closest in the second half, of course, when her shot was deflected off the outside of the post when it was still 1-0. Emma Quintanilla to take the corner. Quintanilla into the middle of the box, but Panama had red jerseys in the way. That's a good triangular move for Nicaragua. First time ball in. Better sequence from Nicaragua. They've had a couple in this game. Now on the edge of the area, wouldn't sit down for a shot. Wouldn't sit down at all, as it turned out. And now Mao, who has so much pace, not able to release a teammate this time. Mao continues to do well, and wedging in between two defenders takes the contact and wins a free kick. Watch Mao here, able to pick it out of the pile and then surge forward and then take the contact. That's exactly the kind of play you want when you're nursing a late lead. Free kick from Santos to the edge of the area. Mao rising for it. She's in the middle of everything right now for Panama. It's been a mostly whistle-free game. Alex Billiter has done a nice job of letting play flow as much as possible. Played in a good spirit as well by both teams. And here comes Santos. And Santos looking to slide in. Rosamena. Mao instead wants to turn the corner. Prevented from doing so, but keeps it on her left. Tries to work it back in the direction of Yi, but it's blasted away. Panama inching closer to victory tonight. 6 minutes to go. Almost a bad giveaway by them, and they did commit the foul. It's a free kick for Nicaragua. So here come those final two changes for Panama. Hilary Pineda and Gieli Distancia will make their way on. Alia Arozamena's night is done. Really good shift from her. Didn't quite score a goal, had an assist though on their second. Was involved throughout. And the captain, Alison Onodera, makes her way off as well after handing off the armband.
Con el número 10.
Great showing from her. Scored the goal in the 3rd minute. Was denied what could have been a hat trick of absolute bangers. Once by the post, twice by the post actually. Once by a spectacular save by Violeta Erbina. And then was involved in their 2nd goal as well. So into the final 5 minutes we go. Nicaragua can't make anything of that free kick. The goals in the 3rd and the 71st, looking at the moment as though there'll be plenty for Panama. Nicaragua able to create a turnover by the end line. Pullback attempt, and it might fall here, and it's ballooned over the bar. Best chance for Nicaragua tonight. Maybe bobbled up on Aaliyah Perez as she tried to volley it on goal. Not the best clearance, and I don't think it bobbled up, just not good contact in the end. Been one of those better little spells from Nicaragua where they're able to create a couple moments of half promise, but that goes up to end this particular sequence. Nicaragua trying to push to pull a goal back late. Serve down this left side. They'll get to this first. They have a runner in the box. Wanted that ball played early, and it was not. They do have a throw, but ball needed to be played first time. That was Zavala who was screaming down the middle and screaming for the cross. It never came. Now it's lifted in Zavala's direction. Backward header, I'm not sure Carla Ovalle meant that. Works out to Nicolette Moss. Nicaragua finishing well, but on the wrong end of the scoreline. Zavala, cross was blocked. Kept alive on the edge of the area, hit in the direction of goal. Good touch to take it back down by Quintanilla, and then it deflects out. And this is a goal kick. Well, Raiza Gutierrez's side, minutes away from a victory to take home with them. We're into the final minute of the 90. Got a couple injury stoppages in the second half, so maybe a few minutes beyond that. But here come Panama now. The ever-dangerous Mao trying to slalom her way through. It's a bad giveaway by Panama, especially under the circumstances, but again, Nicaragua not able to find that telling ball to release a player or set up a real scoring chance. The effort's been good from Nicaragua, but not much end product over these 3 games. But again, a very good run from them to get to this final qualifying round when few expected them to. We are into 5 additional minutes of stoppage time. Panama would love to add a 3rd goal, and this one is struck on target. It bounces awkwardly for Erbina. Again, she did well to gather it in. Anytime that ball takes a short hop, especially on turf in front of a goalkeeper, it's a nervous split second. Nicaragua free kick, but not much time left for them. Attacking free kick for Nicaragua, trying to pile bodies forward. Oh, and Panama could be in here down the left. Here comes Hillary Pineda into the box. Pineda wildly slashes it over. Her teammate, Shade Mao, wanted that ball squared into the middle. Now Pineda seeing glory in her eyes. Can't blame her, really. When you get on for the last few minutes and you have a chance like that, I probably wouldn't square it to my teammate either. Especially with a 2-0 lead already. It's one thing if it's level or you're trailing by a goal. Just won't happen for Nicaragua in the attacking half tonight. Again, the effort has been good from them, and they have improved in the second half. Changes that Jaime Ruiz made at halftime certainly livened things up for them, but final ball, not quite there. Panama free kick midway through this 5 minutes of stoppage time. Alex Billiter summoning over Gianna Yee and Kristen Mesa. Apparently things happening off the ball there that she wants to keep calm over these final couple minutes. Another heavy challenge. 2 fouls, no more, Billiter tells the Nicaraguan player. It hasn't really been that bad-tempered a game. At least it hasn't looked that way from up here. Nice skill there. Maybe just some tempers fraying in the final moments, as they often do at this stage of a game. Mao continues to play well. Mao off the deflection, trying to burst in. Mao laid off on the right side. White shirt's in the way of a potential shot. Mao stays on the ground. Frantic spell. Panama still on it. And they shoot over the bar. And Mao still on the ground after contact. In the dying moments of this match. Well, between two defenders. It was there at the tail end that the contact came, apparently. So at the end of the 5 minutes of stoppage time, last attack for Panama, trying to add more gloss to the scoreline. Nicaragua defend that away. Well, maybe one more chance for them. It's sliced by the goalkeeper, Mas. Takes a weird bounce then off the turf. Panama able to deal with it. And Alex Billiter blows the final whistle. And it's all over in Nicaragua. And it's Panama who will go home with 3 points and a victorious end to their qualifying campaign. Goals in either half from Onodera in the 3rd minute and Mao in the 71st. Great saves throughout by Violeta Erbina for Nicaragua to keep the score down and keep them in it throughout. But it is Panama, well deserving of their win, and they triumph in this qualifier by a final of 2-0. Stay tuned for highlights and statistics from this before we sign off. Panama, all smiles after a fine performance. And again, we'll say one more time, full credit to Violeta Erbina, the Nicaragua goalkeeper, for recovering so well from that early mistake and playing such a great game afterward, showing great mental strength and character on what could have been a much more difficult night with the way it started for her. Always cliche to talk about character building after a sporting event, but it is part of all of this, of course. These two sides taking plenty from this experience, but it's Panama taking home the points tonight.
Orgulloso de la clasificatoria femenina sub-17 de Concacaf, comprometidos a elevar el nivel de los jóvenes y enfrentar oportunidades para hacer que se fútbol en todos los niveles en Norteamérica, Centroamérica y el Caribe, enfocándose en los 4 pilares de patrocinio del IEE: inclusión, sostenibilidad, juventud y tecnología. La aerolínea oficial de la clasificatoria femenina sub-17 de Concacaf. Esta alianza une 2 organizaciones ambiciosas y afines que comparten un compromiso con la excelencia, ya sea en los cielos o en el campo de juego.
So the highlights from the final 90 minutes of this 2025 Concacaf Women's U17 World Cup qualifiers. Panama and Nicaragua, both eliminated from contention before kickoff, but both gave a spirited effort, and it was Panama taking the lead in just the 3rd minute. Early mistake forced by Onodera, who put it into the open goal. And a tough moment, a very tough start for Violeta Erbina. She did so well after this, but it was Onodera dispossessing her and putting it into the open goal. So the dream start in the celebration for Panama, and Onodera could have had at least 4 goals tonight. This free kick, although probably not intending to, almost wound up in the net as it banged off that far post. And then Onodera later in the half, striking so well, and this was the best save of the night, and Violeta Erbina made a bunch of them, so that's saying something. Sprawling to her right and tipping it around that far post. Watch how well Onodera catches this. It's a great strike, but it's an even better save. An even better look from behind the goal, too. Now, Panama kept searching for that second goal. It would take them a while to find it, as it turned out, but they had plenty of opportunities, constantly had the ball in a dangerous position. It was just the 1 goal at the half. Nicaragua improved early in the second half. They put an extra midfielder on and had an early shot on target within the 1st minute. Panama had an opportunity here from an acute angle that rang off the outside of the post from Giselle Marquez. Marquez didn't look like there was a lot on from that kind of angle. She almost scored by herself. So Panama pinging balls off the post at either end in this game. Nicaragua, though, their best spell right around that 60-minute mark. This shot just wide. It's a good hit from Aaliyah Perez, and some of the crowd behind that goal thought it was going in for a moment. Just over the bar. And then this, the closest they came. Kristen Mesa striking it against a defender. It could have gone anywhere. Fortunately for Panama, it came off the outside instead of the inside of the post. Another good save at the other end by Violeta Erbina, meanwhile, to deny Shade Mao, who was so excellent after coming on in the second half. She would be heard from again later. This one off the post, another attempt by Onodera. And again, nearly a long-distance spectacular strike. But Onodera later involved with this cross to Arosa Mena, who squared it into the middle for the arriving Shade Mao. And this time she would not be denied. And Mao giving Panama that 2-goal lead at last. So Panama with a 2-0 win as they sign off in positive style from these qualifiers. And they almost added to it late on as well as the ball bounced in front of Violeta Erbina, and she made yet another good save. That was full time, and Panama, strong performance, fully deserving of the win. So the final numbers from this final game of the tournament: Panama with the 2 goals, 34 shots to 8 for Nicaragua, 14 on target, so 12 saves officially for Violeta Erbina. Hats off to her for a great effort in goal for Nicaragua. 53% of the ball for Panama, 5 corners to 2. The statistic that matters: Panama 2, Nicaragua 0. For our entire great production team that's brought you this tournament over the past week, we appreciate you joining us. The final Group B standings: Canada topping it with 9 after their dramatic win over Puerto Rico 3-2 earlier today. Panama end on 3 points after their win here. And Nicaragua, again, a great run to get to this final round of qualifying. The upset win in the last round to get here against the odds. So plenty to take with them from this experience as well. We hope you've enjoyed the experience. Again, for our great team bringing you these games throughout the last week, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good night from Managua, Nicaragua, where it finishes tonight in the finale in Group B. Panama 2, Nicaragua 0.